Hi everyone, I've got a confession. I'm a bit nervous, so bear with me. My name's Gemma Vincent, I work at Miggle. I'm a web developer and I'm going to be doing a lightning talk on web development. So how did I get here today? So I was at college and where did it all start? So at college I wanted to be an actress. My teacher told me that I was probably too sensitive to be an actress, so I agreed and I said, right, in that case, I'm going to become a film director. But then everything in my life changed. This became my home. I was homeless for approximately a year, and it was one of the hardest times of my life. So I thought my last priority was my career. I didn't care about my career. I then decided, actually, if I went to university, I could get somewhere to live, I could get bursaries and grants, and I was like, quids in, that's it, I'm going to uni. I decided on Bournemouth University, and I did interactive media production. Off I went to uni, and it was right there, when it happened, I fell in love with code. So my life changed. I was no longer at uni for somewhere to live, I was at uni with somewhere to live and with a future and with something I love doing. So why do we love code, us developers? There's something really special about having a blank canvas and creating a website for someone, for someone's company and helping them grow, being a part of that growth and giving them like an online presence. It's something quite nice about that. The actual code itself, the logic, the equations, the getting something to look nice or getting something to work, it's just really rewarding. I mean, my God, it's frustrating at times, but it's really rewarding. So I left uni with a Bachelor of Arts in Interactive Media Production, and everyone said, the world's your oyster. My response was, yeah, right, what the bloody hell am I going to do now? Oh, sorry, I just swore. So I had all these questions in my head. Where am I going to live? What should I do? What should my focus be? Should I start up a business or should I go to a company and work? My initial plan was to set up a business. A guy came to me, approached me because of my final year major project. It was an iPhone app and it used QR codes and GPS. And that was before that was all around. It's going back a few years now. And he promised me the world. He said Lego was interested in my idea. He said that basically I was going to be rich and famous. So, of course, I went for that idea. It was actually all a lie, and I didn't get anything. I didn't get any money or anything. And it got to the time where I had to pay my rent. So I then again had another choice to make. I decided to move back to Sussex and apply for a proper job. So I wrote my CV. I wrote all my covering letters, I applied for so many jobs, and my first job I ended up getting online through a local company in Worthing called Greenfish. I saw it advertised online and I got an interview. So the next thing I had to do was prepare for the interview. One thing that someone told me, which is something that I'm going to pass on, is that try and stand out in your interview for good reasons, not for the nervous girl or anything like that, for good reasons. So I went to this web company and said about would they want to expand the company and do iPhone development, which they really liked and thought I showed initiative doing that. The other thing is to ask a minimum of 3 questions. I thought that's really important because you're showing initiative and you're showing you've done your research into the company. And then also, I always was afraid to ask questions, but then I realised that for them to be happy, you've got to be happy as well. It's got to be a 2-way relationship with the company. So it got to the day of the interview and I was extremely nervous. I was sick twice and I had 7 toilet trips. I even tripped up on the stairs to the entrance where the MD was standing waiting for me. She offered me a glass of water, and I really wanted, but I couldn't take because I thought the water's going to end up on both of us. So I just sat with a parched mouth. During the interview, there was a funny moment when the co-founder said to me, "So, are you looking to settle down anytime soon? Are you going to have kids or get married?" At which point, the MD turned around to him and said, "I can't believe you've just said that." And they started bickering, at which point I could catch my breath. And I was like, oh, they're normal people. So the rest of the interview went well, and I got the job. So all I had to do was pass my 3-month probation period. What was meant to be a 3-month probation period turned into a 9-month probation period. And it was really hard. I had to prove myself. I had to really kick it, and so I did. And I showed them how I could do it. And as I said earlier, to stand out in your interview, don't only do that in your interview, it's really good to do it in your career and at the company. So I went to my MD and said, "Can I pitch an idea?" And so I said, why are we using an in-house CMS, content management system, when we could be using an open source CMS where we could get loads of people to help? The idea didn't get pushed ahead, so I decided to move on. I then moved to a company which was much bigger. I went from working with one developer to a company that there was about 120 people. So it's massively different. Now I'm at Miggle, and it's a small company again, but it's really good, and I really like it. So I've worked in big and small companies. So an example of my typical week: Monday morning we get in, we have a meeting, we talk about our problems. They're normally work-related problems, and then we talk about what could potentially become a problem, and then we spoke about what's been good in the past week. After this, we go back to our desks. We've got a schedule, and we all look at our schedule. At the moment, I'm split between 2 projects, Brighton and Hove Council and Air New Zealand, so my week's normally split between them 2. I'm a front-end developer, so mainly theming and site building. I do some back-end, but not a huge amount. I've just started organising a new event called Drupal Camp Brighton, and it's just started. It's just kicking off now. It's really exciting. The other thing we're doing is organising our trip to Amsterdam for DrupalCon, and obviously all of the developers and everyone in the company loves going for beers. So. These are some examples of websites that I've worked on. So yeah, I'm working at Miggle, and I love it. And the people are great, everything's great. And the reason that I wanted to talk today was because I just wanted to let people know that if you do go through hard times and struggles and don't think you can get a job, then that's rubbish. If you work hard, then you can. But I'd say do it for the right reasons. There was one developer that said, "Oh, all the developers are having fun. I think I'm going to..." He wasn't a developer, actually. He said he wanted to become a developer because all of us were having fun. And that's not the right reason to do it. You need to be passionate, and you need to enjoy the job. Hardworking and motivated, and you've got to have to want to do it in your own time. Otherwise, how are you ever going to keep up with the times if you're not willing to put the time and effort in? So yeah, that's my talk. Thank you.